Yo guys, what is up? Today I'm gonna bring you the team analysis versus the Bangla Boys, my week 2 opponent in the GPC, the 4th season. Yeah, this is gonna be an incredibly difficult matchup. Just gonna say that from the start. I have a very hard head in winning, or because his team, as you can see, Megalopony, Mew, Nidoqueen, Aromatisse, Tangrowth, Suicune, Tyranitar, Stoutland, Ditto, and Electabuzz. He's arguably the best team in my division, and he has a very good matchup against my team. You'll see in a bit what my team is, but basically what I expect him to bring. The combination of Tyranitar, Nidoqueen, Mew, Megalopony, Suicune, and I am assuming Tangrowth is the last one. I think that combination is honestly just destroying my team in any sort of way. There's a little chance of me winning. I need to play my absolute best game ever, because he can so easily, he has the upper hand, he can have the upper hand throughout the whole game, because man, his team just matches up so incredibly well versus mine. It's not even fair. But yes, I mean, I did find some kind of, I don't know if it's flaws, but I did find some things on his team that I could potentially use in my advantage in the battle and in the team building. Basically, he doesn't have any hazard removal except for Mew, which is has to be the default variant. He has only like his best priority is Fake Out / Quick Take Lopunny. Everything else is like Nidoqueen with Sucker Punch and E-Speed from Suicune. I think that's the only other two priorities he has, and Mew's Sucker Punch, of course. He has a humongous weakness to ground. His only resisted ground is Tangrowth, so Melon might be able to pull in some kind of job. Yeah, that's basically it. The one thing I am absolutely terrified about is a Stall Breaker Mew. Look at my draft, look at what I have for a Stall Breaker Mew. The best thing I have for Stall Breaker Mew is like a Live Bird, I think. I mean, maybe that can help, but Stall Breaker Mew basically just wins 6-0 versus my team almost. So that's gonna be a humongous pain, and I'm definitely expecting him to bring that. He might be defog on that. That would absolutely actually help. That means that he would have to waste either Taunt, Will-O-Wisp, Boost, or Knockoff. I think that's the set he's gonna be running. He might run something else, maybe to just take care of substitute some like mons that he fears setting up, like Aerodactyl maybe. But yeah, that's basically what I definitely fear him to bring. And if he brings defog, then one of those moves is gonna be well, not on the thing. So luckily he has the 5 moveset syndrome, but I am honestly scared shitless of the Stall Breaker Mew. I don't think he will bring any other Mew, basically because I have an Oracle Fable, so setup Mew is not the best. I think maybe if it's a Baton Pass setup, but into like Nidoqueen maybe. But yeah, I don't expect that. That wouldn't actually be that bad, to be honest. But yeah. Well, that's basically the Mew set that I'm terrified of. Megalopin is always a threat. I don't fear it as much as I have done in the past against other teams and with my like a different team on my end, but it's definitely still scary. I mean, Megalopin is definitely an offensive check to look out for. Nidoqueen, I think, is going to be a defensive Nidoqueen. It just takes care of stuff like Scolipede, and yeah, it's going to be really annoying. He will have Fire Blast or Flamethrower for the Bronze Zone to hit it up. He will have Stealth Rocks probably, Ice Beam for the Latias, and Sludge Wave for the Clefable. I think that's going to be a set. The investment might be a little bit, it might not be fully defensive, might not be fully offensive, might be a mixture of those, but it's going to be scary. He might be running a Berry, he might be running Life Orb, he might be running Black Sludge. All of them basically are kind of a stop to Scolipede, kind of a stop to Aerodactyl, kind of a stop to Clefable, kind of a stop to Bronzong even. Yeah, you name it. It's not gonna be easy dealing with the combination of his mons. Tyranitar is a humongous threat. Tyranitar can be a defensive Tyranitar, which I'm definitely afraid of. Choice Curve for Latias, all of them deal with Latias by the way, or a Choice Banded one, and a Choice Banded one actually just destroys my whole team if I don't make the correct predictions. I'm kind of banking on him bringing like a Choice Scarf on, but he can most definitely bring a different set. Suicune, I don't think he's gonna be rest dog with Calm Mind and Scald, because I do have a Vaporeon which he wouldn't deal with well, and yeah, I also have an Oracle Fable which kind of blocks that. But I do think he's gonna be very physically defensive, or maybe just a lot of HP investment. I think he's gonna be like Roar, maybe, to just roar out my Aerodactyl, to roar out my Scolipede if they want to set up. Yeah, I do think he's going to be running that Suicune. I think that's a really scary Suicune, to be honest, but that's what I'm expecting him to run as a Suicune set. But very defensive to take on Scolipede, to take on Mamoswine. Just the Mamoswine, I have a choice banded Mamoswine and I don't even 2-hit KO'd it. I only 2-hit KO'd after Stealth Rocks, so yeah. That's just how bulky it is and how well it just deals with my team. It can switch into anything on my team, and so easily as well. And last but not least, I expect him to bring Tangrowth. I'm really not sure what he's gonna bring. Hopefully he's not gonna bring some kind of offensive Tangrowth. He might be bringing like a Yahtzee Berry variant to just help with Mamoswine if he's afraid of that, which I guess he can be, since it's only resist to ground. So I'm definitely fearing Tangrowth as his last mount, just to block some kind of ground moves, to not be able to spam Bennett EQ throughout the whole game. But yeah, Tangrowth can be some kind of offensive set. Like, I have a very good switch into Gorgeist. I guess he could be running knockoff and I will lose my item on Gorgeist, but that's fine. But everything else, I don't think he's gonna be a very offensive one. Gorgeist does not have synthesis, so if he's kind of an offensive one, he goes for like the power fires or whatever, then Gorgeist is weakened really fast. So that's a little bit of a problem. But as you can see, I have to bank on him bringing the sets that I just mentioned, because those sets I think are the best sets versus me. But if he brings anything else, he can just catch me off guard so easily and so quickly. So I don't know if I am able to win this. The matchup is so heavily in his advantage that I'm not even sure that I can make a close game. I have to like predict very well. I will go onto my team in a bit and tell you how I think I can win the game if I play correctly. But yeah, if you bring something else like a Ditto, I do think I prepared for Ditto. Basically every single one of my threats, my offensive mons, except for Mamoswine, basically, they just don't have the moves to hit their own typing up. For example, if I have Scolipede, I don't carry Rock Slide on Scolipede, because Rock Slide would be a move that he could lock himself into and to revenge Scolipede, for example. But yeah, also I think he's gonna be a Scarf Ditto. I mean, I don't expect him to run a different Ditto, mainly because he likes standard sets to some degree. I mean, he often bashes opponents for bringing unconventional sets, so especially if they do not pull through. But yeah, that's why I basically don't think it's gonna be like a Ditto with I don't know, Transform maybe, I don't know, like not Scarf variants. I don't know what to expect from Ditto except for the two Scarf variants. Yeah. Stoutland, he can be bringing Stoutland, but I do think that Gorgeist is a very good check for that. And Electabuzz, I do think have a lot of checks to it as well, and Mamoswine, Latias, Fable, Gorgeist, Bronzong, all of them like kind of check it. So I do not expect him to bring Electabuzz, but if he does, he can kind of put pressure on me. Like if I carry Vaporeon, Mega Aerodactyl, he can Volt Switch out on me and just still be kind of an annoyance. But yeah, that's basically the whole team preview on what I expect him to bring. It's gonna be a difficult game. Lopunny could, by the way, as well be substitute variant of Lopunny too, because he will obviously know that Gorgeist is a check or a counter to it, and for me to not spam Wisps against his team, he might be running substitute to just stop that, which is definitely something I am expecting and am prepared for. But quickly going onto my team and seeing what I prepared for my opponent. First of all, it's 1 second. So first up, we've got Scolipede, and I think you can see my face right there. But Scolipede is a Life Orb variant with Protect, Mega Horn, Earthquake, and Spikes. The reason why I have Spikes is, like I said, I do not expect him to have Defog on Mew. Well, I kind of do, because this could be a headless second Scolipede, which could definitely work against his team. So I'm kind of expecting it and kind of hoping that he might not bring it, and hopefully he might bring it. I don't know, man. I'm really unsure of what new set he's gonna bring. But spikes definitely like hurt his team and make it so that I do have the chance to weaken his team a lot for me to sweep or to clean up with some other mons on my team. So spikes is there for that. Also, I can spike up freely against some of his mons. For example, if I predict a Suicune switch in, I can spike up against that one. Yeah. EQ is there for the Nidoqueen, basically. Mega Horn is there for the general stab, and it all kind of hits up a lot of his team. You cannot see it, but it does the OHKO damage to Lopunny after Stealth Rocks or Spikes. Mew doesn't like it unless it's Stunga Berry. Aromatisse is kind of a problem. I do not expect him to bring it, but Aromatisse would be his only mon, by the way. Forgot to mention that last time. Would be his only mon to have Heal Bell, except for Mega Lopunny. But yeah, I don't think Aromatisse is going to be brought, since it kind of doesn't really help him apart from that. So, anything else? Oh yeah, it deals damage to Tyranitar with the Mega Horn. It does the damage to Suicune. It does like 40%, so I do need to weaken Suicune before I can sweep it. It's going to repeat, of course, but yeah. Yeah, basically against Ditto, like I said, it's not gonna be all too important because I do have Protect, so I can stay in and click Protect and then risk Speed type potentially, but he can also not just KO me with Mega Horn and Earthquake, more than likely, at least if I'm at full health at least. Next up is gonna be Bronzong, and Bronzong is a Mental Herb variant because I do expect him to run a Taunt Mew, Taunt Will-O-Wisp are moves that I am really fearing. The Mental Herb just ensures that I can get a Toxic off Mew or just a Stealth Rock. EQ again for the Nidoqueen, because it might just stay in and go for fire moves on me. Iron Head is there for the Aromatisse and for the Tyranitar mainly. So yeah, there's that. Gourgeist. It is, by the way, also this. Oh, this is not the right video. The thing this blocks kind of blocks Lopunny to an extent. I guess I might just run Gyro Ball instead, maybe. We'll think that through a little bit. But yeah, kind of blocks Tangrowth unless he is Knockoff or Hidden Power Fire or whatever, or Hidden Power Ghost. I mean, that could definitely be a thing. It kind of blocks Stoutland and it kind of blocks Ditto, and Electabuzz as well. I don't think Electabuzz is gonna do all too much. Yeah, basically, especially defensive, very standard. This Gourgeist set is Lead Seed, Will-O-Wisp, Seed Bomb, Protect. This is gonna be my check to Lopunny. It's also gonna be the mon that's gonna cripple most of his team. Like, he does have a few mons that do not want to get burned, or status in general. And I can just fire Will-O-Wisp to put him in range of where my mons can KO it. Seed Bomb is there because, like I said, if he does have the substitute on the Mega Lopunny, I do want to break it. This guarantees breaks it unless he's like very much HP invested. Protect is there for Lead Seed recovery. Will-O-Wisp there for the crippling things. His only like grass type is Tangrowth, so I can Will-O-Wisp it. Luckily, yeah, very standard, very obvious, I guess, but it's something I have to run. The speed investment is there to outspeed something that speed creeps Mammospine. I was gonna go speed creep Suicune at first, like the very defensive Suicune, but I do lose a lot of bulk. It's only like 40, the difference is 148 in speed or 148 in defense, but I'm not comfortable with losing too much bulk, so I went to the middle ground and went for the thing that deals with like speed creeping things from Mammospine. I guess that's the safest thing I feel. I might look into that maybe in a bit and see if that's worth it, or maybe if it's worth it to outspeed Suicune. But yeah, next up is a Mammospine with Choice Band with Thick Fat to switch into potentially Ice Beams from what's the fucking thing called, Nidoqueen. Knockoff, Ice Crash, Earthquake, Ice Short. I am max speed Adamant, since he might have well, maybe I want to speed feed Nidoqueen. I think that's cool. I mean, I was a little bit afraid of Ditto. I'm not sure how Ditto works, if Ditto gets like the full EVs, but if he does, then he's probably gonna be like an speed boost in nature anyway. So yeah, the thing this basically destroys his whole team. Again, you cannot see his team, but it destroys his whole team. He has a lot of weaknesses, Electabuzz, Tyranitar, Nidoqueen, and only one resist in Tangrowth, so and Tangrowth doesn't like Icicle Crashes or whatever, so I was planning on maybe going for Icicle Spear, because if he has Yachi Berry then Icicle Spear does more damage, but I don't think that's worth it because I want to get guaranteed damage, and even though I can miss, I am guaranteed to do at least some damage. So knockoff is there to just knock off items if I wanna go for that, if maybe I expect Blue to come in, I don't know. And Ice Shot is there in case I need it for like priority's sake. Next up is Clefable, and Clefable is this is kind of bait for Mew, like a Taunt Mew, but I do want to run it because if he doesn't bring Taunt Mew, then I can kind of potentially maybe sweep him with this. Heal Bell, Moonblast, Calm Mind, Soft Boiled, Unaware, because Unaware is the best thing to have. It's my Suicune check because I didn't bring Vaporeon. It's also in case Mew is a setup Mew. Megalopenny, if it's Power Punch, Megalopenny, well, you name it, it's for them specifically. I'm Calm Mind because Calm Mind helps me beat the things that I just mentioned. For example, Suicune, or for example Mew. Moonblast because Moonblast is stab. I wanted to go with Psychic on this for the switch into Nidoqueen, but I just couldn't get it onto the team. I had a lot of different sets for Fable at one point, but I just felt safe as going with this one. Yeah. Don't know if it's gonna pull through. I hope so. If he doesn't bring Taunt Mew, then I can potentially definitely pull through. But maybe if he brings like Tyranitar with Choice Band, then I simply cannot. And also Nidoqueen, it also kind of really pressures me a lot. So it's gonna be needing some cleaning before Clefable can actually pull through. But I don't need this to Calm Mind per se. I can just use it for the walling purposes and just go for the Heal Bell, Soft Boiled. This is my only Crunch resist for the Titor, so that's why I wanted Clefable on the team. And last but not least is Aerodactyl. This Aerodactyl kind of needed a fifth move as well, like the Mew on his end probably does. But I ended up with going with Toxic, Aerial Ace, Stunt and Defog. Do not have Roost, might regret that, because Roost is fantastic on an Aerodactyl, very speedy, very bulky, especially with this investment. But I ended up with going for Toxic because I do want a Toxic Mew, and I don't know if Bronzong is going to be enough with just Team Mental Herb. Also, I want to weaken his team by going for these Toxics and yeah, preventing him to reach up to like a very high amount of health. Aerial Ace is there to check Lopunny. Also, he might not go into something like Titor expecting the Aqua Tail or expecting the EQ. I think his best switch would be like Suicune. So regardless, I do want to go for the I do want to have Aerial Ace over like coverage options. Taunt is there because this is my only mon that is fast enough to taunt like a Stallbreaker Mew. And Defog is there because Scolipede is a massive asset to the team and I need it healthy throughout the whole game. So I don't want to switch it in on Stealth because it gets weakened so incredibly fast with the Life Orb and with the Stealth Rocks that I do want to have the Defog on this set. And yeah, that's basically the whole team. Scolipede is kind of my win condition. I wanted to use early game to get up spikes. I wanted to pressure his whole team basically. I do not have Poison Jab for the Aromatisse. Hopefully he will not bring Aromatisse. If he does, then I do think I can deal with it with like Mamoswine, with Fable, with the rest of my team. I cannot taunt it, so it can be a problem, but like Bronzong with Iron Head can do the job. If I go for the Gyro Ball, I simply cannot do the job anymore. But I might need to risk that basically. It's sad. I cannot afford usually I prepare for the whole team and I want to have an option. I want to feel safe knowing that I can beat the whole team if necessary. But the matchup is just horrible this time, and I have to bank on him bringing some kind of, maybe not bringing some months or bringing some specific sets. So yeah, that's the reason why I might change that for Gyro Ball. Yeah, basically that's the team. If you have any questions about the team, if you think this team can actually break his squad, then let me know. If you do think that I'm gonna choke it up and I'm gonna play like an asshole again, like not an asshole, mainly like a potato or whatever, let me know as well. Hopefully I won't, because I need this win. I need that confidence back. I need to know that I can win, and I need to be back in this season in the race to the title again. And that's why I need this win guaranteed. Yeah. So let me know what you think, and see you in the match, which I will be playing at probably today, like in maybe an hour or 2 hours. So yeah. Goodbye for now.